Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to December 16th, 2016. As I promised, we're going to be doing a video today. Now, before we get started, I wanted to quickly mention there will be a live stream tonight. Time has not been scheduled, but if you checked my vlog that I uploaded yesterday, you would have known that the video I posted saying that if you guys check my Google Plus page, you'll know when the time is. Most likely, I'm thinking around 8 p.m., 7 p.m., one of those times, depending on how things go. So, as most of you guys know, we've done the San Diego to Los Angeles flight, so we're going to do it back and forth again. Except this time we're not doing San Diego, Los Angeles, we're going to be doing Palm Springs, Los Angeles. Most of the flights that we do here are either going to be out of Los Angeles or out of Palm Springs, just to different airports with different aircrafts. We are going to be operating the ERJ Embraer 175 Air Canada. If you guys hate Air Canada, well, I apologize. Sorry if you do. But that's what we're doing. We're going to be doing Palm Springs Gate CO2. It's going to be a sunrise flight. We can do Northwest Airlines. We can use Armark, or we can use U.S. Airways. U.S. Airways did retire, so we're going to go with... Actually, you know what? It wouldn't be too bad to do it with U.S. Airways, but... we're not going to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. A majority of you guys know that I am off of school, and it's right now the perfect time to get a video going for you guys. Let's go ahead and turn up the volume. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look. There's the beautiful Air Canada ERJ 175 Embraer. And here is the flight deck view. Let's go ahead and get rid of the HUD. We don't need that as of right now. Alright, so flight plans. Now, you guys are gonna see before we wrap up this clip, you guys will see on I will be making a legit flight plan here. So what we're gonna do basically is I'm basically gonna take it a very easy approach at it. Some of you guys who don't know how to do this will learn. It's very simple. Honestly, it's not that hard. But we are gonna be doing a little bit of a weird flight here. There is no like legit, like, you know, we're gonna try to get through that crack, so we're gonna go that way. And then we're gonna go, let's see, Los Angeles, so we're gonna have to go up again, so we'll go to KRIH. And then we should be able to connect right on this path here. Follow that all the way into Los Angeles on runway 25 left. So a total of 98.7 nautical miles to fly. Would be flight level 10,000. It's not too far, actually. It's about a 20-minute flight or so. We're operating as Air Canada Flight 1467, so if I forget that number, well, you guys can remember. Air Canada Flight 1467, this is not a real-time flight. I don't even think Air Canada comes down to Palm Springs, honestly. It might, I don't know, I can't recall if it does. But regardless if it does or not, we are going to do it. Now, a lot of you know that I did a full flight not too long ago, and that was about 40-ish minutes. So we are going to, oops, let's go ahead and deselect that. We'll actually set that when we get on the runway here. Let's go ahead and turn our speed up to 250 knots. That is under 10,000 feet. Now, the aircraft is just getting warmed up. I have not turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Neither have I turned on the, that's probably the chime you guys all love hearing. Now, we don't need a pushback. As you can see, we are already pushed back. There is nowhere to push, actually. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and set up all our views. That is the beautiful Embraer 175. We'll go ahead and taxi. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. Like so. And flaps, trim, we'll do that all after here. Let's go ahead and get off of this gate area. Now, normally at Palm Springs International Airport, there would be actual gates, but I don't know why in this game they don't have it. Doesn't really matter to me. We'll just use it and pretend that they have to board the terminal building, and they have to board without the gates. They have to actually go onto the tarmac. Alright, so we are out of the gate area. So now what we can do is we can set up our flaps and our slats. and all that stuff. So we'll go to this view. I'll set flaps 10 degrees for takeoff. We have a 64% load. So as that's coming down, we'll go ahead and check our spoilers, make sure they're working. Perfect. And we'll check this is working right nicely. No issues with that. We're good. And yeah, so it's pretty much set. We'll just check the inside here on the yoke that is calibrated. Perfect. So we have a good working yoke, or control stick, whatever the heck you want to call it. I don't really care. My question is now, how do we get, like, which way do you want it to go out? Let's see here. So if we take 31 left, I'm thinking 31 right will actually take us to where we need to go. 31 right's right there. So we'll go ahead, turn on our landing lights, and we'll just ring the chime. Flight attendants, please be seated, prepare for takeoff. Alright, let's go ahead and take off. Now, I am playing offline, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. We are Air Canada 1467, as I said. I don't know if that's the exact number that I made up, but I'm pretty sure it's darn close. Now, the only other game I right now am doing on my channel is, you guys aren't seeing it right now, but right now I'm thinking we're going to do this. It's just not like, we're not going to do episodes of it, we're just going to do like full flights from here and here time to time. But I figured, you know, it's the holiday season and we should do something fun. This channel will be mainly based off of flight sim and hotel reviews. I haven't updated my thing yet, but we should have that updated here momentarily. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, Captain speaking. I'd like to welcome everyone on board Air Canada Flight 1764, service up to Los Angeles today. Flying time today, 30 minutes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. 98.6 nautical miles to go. After takeoff, we'll be climbing to an altitude of 10,000 for cruise, and we should be in Los Angeles here shortly. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Alright. So, our HUD is up. We actually don't need the map. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it off for now, because we won't need it. We're holding short of runway 31 right here. So we'll go ahead and turn on our strobes. Wow, those strobes are bright. I have played this game hundreds of thousands of times. And we will go ahead and add some power. And prepare for takeoff, basically. Get ourselves lined up on the runway. Brakes. Alright, we are on the runway. We'll do one last visual check of the aircraft, the beautiful Air Canada. And shall we get going? I think we should. Let's see here. Just make sure we're on course. We'll have to cut some of it off, but you know what? We have to take off at the least. So, increase our... Whoops, I don't know why that did that, but okay. Get her over the center line. And get that speed up. .130 V1. Plane's not flying fast enough. And we'll put heading hold. I'm already at 312, so we're good there. And positive right, gear up. Normally you would do gear up, heading select, so. But we've already done that. And I am manually flying right now. We're going to put 7 degrees of flaps in. Where are we? Alright. So we are on course. Our speed is just coming up on our current assignment. Continuing our climb up to 10,000 feet. Flaps 0. Alright, guys. Alright, so we are coming up on our cruising altitude here. Well, not our cruising altitude, but our cruising speed of 250. We're going to go ahead and set autopilot, and we're actually going to turn that down a little bit. That is way too high of a climb right here. We're going to get that lowered to 4. Our next waypoint is 248, so yeah. Alright, guys, so we are climbing steadily above the mountains now. We do have a sharp turn coming up, so you can expect that here in a minute. Our next waypoint is not quite, so we're going to start our turn now. 248. Whoops. And we're coming up on our cruising altitude here, as the plane lowers itself and starts to turn to that selected heading. And we should be relatively quick here on our course change. I don't expect anything other than that. So we're gonna go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign. Obviously, it's a very short flight. Landing lights come off. Seatbelt sign. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, captain speaking. It was a very quick climb out to our cruising altitude of 10,000 feet today, as it is a very short flight, so we are not cruising at a very high altitude today. It is unexpected altitude to be cruising at 10,000, but the seatbelt sign has been removed, so please feel free to move about the cabin. But we do ask you, when you are seated, please have your seatbelts fastened and clearly visible to the flight attendants. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone aboard Air Canada Flight 1764, service up to Palm Springs International Airport. Total flying time, actually, another 13 minutes. Estimated arrival to destination is 13 minutes and 1 minute. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the 82.7 nautical miles to go. Alright, so we're cruising a little bit faster here. I know that a lot of you guys think that, you know, flying is one of those things that has been one of the things that I love doing. And if you guys want to do legit flying, like actual pressing the buttons and, you know, recognizing what the AC bus ties are, the, you know, the TRU AC bus and the electrical AC power, all that junky and fuzz, I suggest you guys get Flight Sim X, which is a great it's a great app. This is a great mobile app if you're into like flying and, you know, on a mobile device. But if you're into like the legit, like the actual where you can touch buttons and all that jazz, I suggest you getting that app. It is a very fantastic app to get. And yeah, so we're just on our way to Los Angeles here, so I'm going to quit talking and enjoy the flight. Alright guys, so just a quick update. We are now passing 69 nautical miles left to go. In about 10 minutes we'll be arriving at our destination at Los Angeles. Really quickly, as the aircraft is still flying, I will be pulling out my Los Angeles chart, and I'll be telling you guys exactly which exits and how we're gonna get parking. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the last little bit of this video. Alright, so I do have a whole binder here. You guys won't be able to see it, but I do have a binder on the airport. So let's go ahead and take a look at Fort Lauderdale. I may not actually have Los Angeles plugged in here. I don't. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just continue the flight. I don't have Los Angeles plugged in into my system, so obviously we can't do that. So just quickly, guys, here's a look at the map. We are right now right there, and we are almost, once we get down to Igpa, we'll be descending to flight level 5,000, about 1,500 feet per minute. And then once we hit ILS approach, we'll probably be down to 3,000 for arrival into Los Angeles. Now, obviously, you guys know that this aircraft is on a turnaround state, so it is not a aircraft from cold and dark. That's why you didn't have to watch me do the engine start. It was already pre-started in this game. It's never been cold and dark, which kind of sucks, but you know how it goes. So cruising pretty nicely. Alright guys, so we're just coming up on the airport below us, which is KIRAR, which is actually Flabob. It's a Class Echo airspace. There is no information available on it. And that is the airport we're just now passing here. We'll be turning to a heading of 261 in about a minute, less than a minute from now. And we will be slowing our approach speed. Again, once we get to our certain area of descent, we will be starting to slow the approach speed to what we need to get it slowed down to. Obviously, I am flying on a mobile device, so a lot of things are going to be different. If the landing is kind of sloppy, well, forgive me, it's kind of hard with this type of a device because you don't have leverage. It tilts you can't really hold it still without it like shiggling a little bit. So let's go ahead and turn to heading of 261. And continue our flight. Alright, now we're just passing Riverside Municipal Airport now. Riverside Municipal is 818 feet as this Class Delta Internet Airport. There is runway 0927 and 1634, so 16 and 34. Los Angeles Airport, we have 7 right, 25 left, 7 left, 25 right, and so this is the selected runway at Los Angeles that we'll be taking. 7 right, 25 left. There is no weather information available. It is a Class Bravo airspace, and it's 125 feet above sea level. .3 nautical miles to go. It's a very short flight, not too much longer. We'll go ahead and start our initial descent down to flight level of 7,000 at 250 feet per minute. And we will also turn on our landing lights. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck captain speaking. We are currently on our approach down to Los Angeles Airport. We'll be there in about 6 minutes and 15 seconds. 6 minutes and 12 seconds now. At this time, the seatbelt sign will be coming on in the next 5-6 minutes. So if you need to use the lavatories, please use it now, as once we turn on the seatbelt sign, no passengers will be allowed to move about the cabin as we start our final descent down to Los Angeles. Los Angeles weather right now, currently 16 degrees Celsius, wind out of the south-southwest at 3 kilometers an hour, or 3 miles an hour. Beautiful day, clear skies, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the last little bit. I'd also like to take this moment and thank you everyone for flying with Air Canada, proud to be a Star Alliance network, and we hope to serve you on Air Canada Express in the near future. So be safe and enjoy the last little bit of your flight to Los Angeles. If you guys don't know, actually, I do make like those announcements to try to keep it real. Obviously, we can't push anything in here in the cockpit, but just so you guys know what these instruments all are, and since this is basically like your HUD. This is basically the HUD screen that you're seeing on the screen right now. This basically is in real life. They have this, and then they have the GPS, which is underneath it. And that basically tells them their correct heading hold. And the DME, and it looks like this aircraft was headed toward. So all this stuff gives you information. TCAS, the fuel on board, remaining fuel on board, 587. Center tank, ITT N1. So that's the N1. And so on and so forth. So we're getting pretty close here, so I'm going to start our descent a little bit quicker down to 4,000 and reduce our speed here. We'll go ahead and pull out the in-flight spoilers to keep the speed down to 250. We're also going to be descending at about 900 feet per minute now. I do not need the flaps as of right now, but we will be getting those flaps in once we get a little bit slower. We are coming up on ILS actually really quickly, so that's why I'm getting our aircraft down. We're also going to go ahead and turn on seatbelt time. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please return to your seats, fasten your seatbelt, tray table stowed in the upright position, and prepare for landing at Los Angeles. We are 4 minutes out, and once we're in Los Angeles, I will be coming back on the PA system to make an announcement. And again, thank you for flying with Air Canada. Proud to be a Star Alliance member. Alright, just passing flight level 8.444 thousand at 900 feet per minute. We have slowed our approach speed down to 250 knots. That is actually not our approach speed. That is the speed at which the aircraft will be coming in. I am keeping the speed just a tad bit higher as we get on to ILS. So, it's been a pleasure to serve everyone, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the video. It's a very short flight today. I didn't want to make it a very long flight. As you can see, there's Los Angeles in the distance as we pass flight level 7.8 for 3,000. Actually, we'll start slowing the plane down to 235 knots. As we slowly start approaching Los Angeles Airport. We should be on the correct heading hold. It looks like we are, so I don't think we'll have to change that as far as that goes. ILS 25 left is 16.8 nautical miles. We're going to go ahead and descend a little bit quicker here and pull our speed way back to 10. I will be taking control of the aircraft once we get a little bit closer. We're still quite a far ways away, so just bear with me. We'll get everyone on the ground here very safely. And let's slow the plane down to 190 knots, and we'll put flaps 7 degrees in. Try to get the aircraft lined up on the correct heading. We are not using 16 left. We are using 25 left at Los Angeles, which is not on the GPS. That is fine. Flight attendants, please prepare for final arrival cross-check. And we're gonna go spoilers armed at this point and get ready for arrival into Los Angeles. So, yeah. Alright guys, at this point I will not be talking anymore as we try to get the plane on the ground safe and sound here at Los Angeles International Airport. That is the thing here. We're still descending through flight level 3,700, and we have slowed the aircraft approach speed down to 170. I will be taking control of the aircraft once we hit 170, 3,000, and getting ready to get the plane even slower. So we're going to go ahead and put 160 knots, and we're probably just going to use flaps 10 for arrival. Yeah. And our gear can come down. And I have manual control. Landing. By the way, guys, I am using the, I'm going to put flaps 20 for arrival now. I am using, speed hold here as we get a little bit closer to Los Angeles Airport and as we start our initial final descent. It's very, important that you take... Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for final arrival. This looks like we are on course pretty well, so it doesn't look like we have to do much to get the plane on the ground here. $2,500 copy. Get a little bit closer before we start to adjust the heading hold. That's still a little bit fast. Alright, so this is going to be a sloppy approach. I can already feel the intenseness of the airport. The other thing is our speed is quite high. So, yeah. 1,000. Try to drop that a little tad bit more. We are coming in very fast. 500. This is actually not too bad. I'll kick the thing. 200. Coming in right on the center. We're coming in way. 40, 30, 20, 10. And we're down on the ground. That was actually not a bad approach, actually, at all. Yeah. And reversers off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles International Airport. The local time here is 2:54 p.m. Please remain seated as we will be taxiing for the next few moments, and keep your seatbelt fastened and your tray table in the upright position. There is no smoking permitted on board. We'd like to thank you everyone for flying with Air Canada and are proud to be a Star Alliance network. It has been our pleasure serving you this afternoon from Palm Springs International Airport and returning back here to Los Angeles Airport. If you have connecting flights, please check the gate monitor inside the terminal building to make sure that you have the most up-to-date and current information on where to go for your connecting flight. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to thank you all for flying with Air Canada, proud to be a Star Alliance network. Once you do deboard the aircraft, there will be no returning on board, so please make sure you have all your carry-on and personal belongings with you. This is the end of this aircraft, so please deboard the aircraft. The aircraft will not be continuing to any other airports for today. On behalf of Air Canada and the Star Alliance Network, I'd like to thank you once again, everyone, for flying with us, and we hope to serve you in the near future. A very pleasant and good welcome here to Los Angeles, and a very good afternoon. Thank you. Alright guys, so we made it into Los Angeles. It was a very short flight, and we are here. Look at that. We're in Los Angeles. We're just taxiing over to the gates now. And then we'll clean up the aircraft once we get to the gate, which shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, that was a very nice approach. I actually enjoyed that approach a lot. It was certainly better than what I had thought we would be able to do. We're going to clean up the flaps. Everything that needs to be cleaned up is cleaned up, so that way we can get the aircraft to its gate. And yeah. We are actually the first gate on the left here, so we'll just make sure that we're going into the proper gate. Hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. As you all see, we've made it into Los Angeles successfully without any harm. One of the things that I actually kind of don't like about this game is when you park the aircraft, like when it lands, it doesn't have that good, like, traction on the ground. Like, the aircraft just, like, wants to go everywhere. And I think that's one of the things that they should start looking into fixing, because it is a very bad, like, look at this, look at this wheel. Like, I have to, like, literally put pressure on it. Otherwise, this wheel will not stay on the center line. I don't know why I just did that. That's stupid of me. Alright, so we're just about done this episode, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a pleasure flying Air Canada. Obviously, there will be much more videos on these games and much more flights to do. But for today, I think that's going to wrap up. There is a live stream again, guys, so please remember that. I do have a live stream tonight about Minecraft. So if you're interested in that, we ask you that you come and join me on the Minecraft series. But without further ado, seatbelt sign off, smoking sign off, landing lights off, and we'll leave the beacon off too. Welcome to Los Angeles, everybody. That is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys all in our next video. Bye-bye.